Here now. All right, so what did you do for fun when all the men were overseas? What did you do?
Well, we walked every place, and Margie Marquart, which she was Margie Struckhoff years ago, and she and I was the one that lived together, and we'd walk downtown to buy our groceries at Drogies, and we'd always go down to the railroad tracks because the troop trains come through at night. And heck, we was always hoping that we would see somebody we knew. Or she had 6 brothers that was in the service.
And who were those brothers? Do you remember any of their names?
Roland Struckhoff, Raymond Struckhoff, Margie Struckhoff, Edward Struckhoff, Elmer Struckhoff, and Melvin Struckhoff. I think that's 6.
You got them.
And we would stand and we wave at them, and all those boys on the train, they would wave at us, and they were so happy that we were friendly to them. But we were trying to be nice, and we was hoping we'd see somebody we knew. But we was all looking for some good-looking guys, too.
Okay. So tell me about, did you know anybody who was a prisoner of war?
Yeah, I knew Virgil Struckhoff. Virgil Struckhoff. He was a prisoner for a long time. I forgot how long he was there. He was with the Germans, and he said it was rough. I know one time he said they had a chicken. They caught a chicken, and they was going to get it. They dressed it themselves somehow or another. How they did it, I don't know. Then he gave it to some nuns, and they wanted them to bake it, and they picked it up, but they didn't have it done, so it wasn't the best of the meal. And he told some terrible stories of that over there. That made you feel bad that they weren't treated very good, and I don't think their food was too good either. Those prisoners.
Did you write letters to who did you all write letters to?
We wrote to all the guys we knew. Even they weren't our boyfriends or nothing, but just they were friends. But we had to have airmail. We put airmail on.
How much did that cost? Do you remember what an airmail letter cost?
I think we could mail to the military free. I think we could. I don't know about the airmail letters, but then I know.
All right. So tell me how you met your husband. Who is your husband? Who was your husband?
My husband was Albert Bolzenius. He passed away 25 years ago, but he was a great guy, and he did a wonderful job in the service too. And I worked with his sister at the shoe factory side by side for a while, and she told me that he was coming home one weekend, and we went to the dance out at the park at Washington. They used to have a dance there every Sunday night and every Friday night, but on Fridays we'd go to our home over at Augusta. And so here I walked by there, and here I saw him, and I called him my name, and I said, "Hi, Albert." And it didn't take long. He followed me, and he asked me to dance, and after that we started going together. So I guess I made the first move, but it turned out okay. He was a great husband, and we got married, and after he got home, he came home in January of '46, and we got married in October because we couldn't find no place to live. There was no houses, no rooms, no apartments or anything. You just couldn't find nothing, and everything was so scarce.
So did you have enough, how did you get enough food? Were you still on ration cards after the war?
We were off.
How did you find enough food or beer or whatever for your wedding? Was that hard?
For the wedding, that was quite a job. We knew some guy, and he was going to get us so many barrels. They had barrels of beer at that time. They you get it in a mug, and he had so many. And then here in the last minute, he came and told Albert that he couldn't get all that beer. So then we got some from Jasper's up there on 5th Street. He was kind enough, so we did that, and then my dad butchered the beef, and we made roast beef sandwiches. So we had plenty to eat and plenty to drink. We all had a good time. We had about 600 people for supper, not for supper, for the dance in the evening.
And when did you get married?
October 26, 1946.
And what time in the day did you get married?
8:30 in the morning.
And what did you do for the rest of the day?
Well, we had breakfast first when we come back from church.
And where was breakfast held at?
It was breakfast in our house, in Mom and Dad's house. It was Martha and Fred Copeman. And we got married in the Immaculate Conception at Augusta. And we had breakfast there, and then in the afternoon we had to go to the Zoff studio to have a picture taken. We had our wedding picture taken. Then we had a big dinner that afternoon, and then that evening we went to the